Yes, it actually is. What does that say? 6:20. In the morning, it's gloomy. It's dark and gloomy. And I'm listening to a clock ticking while I'm doing Sudarshan Chakra Kriya. And that's a very particular meditation, breath meditation. And while I'm doing the breath meditation, I'm thinking about going into a teacher training tomorrow morning, module 4 of a teacher training that I'm running. And that is making me think about the difference between how you can show up for your experience of reality. So there are two very different ways of being in yourself and in the world. One is that you're like some kind of bovine creature that has a large ring through its nose, and life grabs the ring through your nose and it just pulls you. And you have no agency, you just follow base instincts, you just react, you're in attack, protect, defend all the time. That's one of your options. But it really is. And actually, it's an option that many, many, many people take and are choosing to take. Are they choosing to take? They don't notice that they have the ring through their nose. They don't notice that they are just being pulled. And here we are on a screen. And very much the screens are part of the mechanism of you not consciously being aware of your agency. The other way to move through life is to fall in love with, understand, get to know, work with your actual mind, your brain, and your body. Can you notice I've separated those three things? Your brain is very specific mechanism that the ring through the nose triggers 100%. So you move into this other space of being and the ring disappears. Sometimes it's there, but most of the time it's not there. All of a sudden you have a brain that you can use, you can work with, you can understand. That's what I teach. You then have your mind. When you understand how your brain works, when you work with your body, your mind changes. So you have mind, brain, and body. There are two very extreme states of being associated with having the ring through your nose and not understanding how you're being dragged through this life. One of those states is addiction and compulsion and anxiety. I'm naming three places, but they're actually all really linked to one state of being: addiction, compulsion, and anxiety. And the root of all of those is shame. I have 2 workshops coming up in October. One is a 3-day shame workshop. If you really want to shift the core wounding that you experienced, perhaps when you were very young, maybe when you were medium young, if you want to shift that wounding, then I say be courageous, be brave enough to come and do the shame workshop. And no matter how many times people email me, I won't do it on Zoom. It has to be done live. It's too much to do on Zoom. You couldn't do it on Zoom. You need to be in a space where you're held. Not physically held, but not touched, held, but contained. So there is shame. And the second workshop that I have in October is called MAP, Mastering the Addictive Personality, the Path Out of Hell. If you want to fundamentally change your relationship to how you show up and how you experience this, it can be a mortal coil, it can be hell made flesh. That's when you're in the addiction, the compulsion, and the anxiety and the shame. Or it can be an extraordinary ride. It can be the most extraordinary experience to be human, to be in a body, to have a brain, to have all of the whole system that you can take over, and the states of being that you're capable of taking yourself to when you really understand. What am I saying? I'm saying join me.